songs in this film are original and they're super catchy. It's Kristen, and today we are talking about the brand new Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams film coming to Netflix called Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. The film is about two singers from a small Icelandic town chasing their pop star dreams in a global music competition. For those of you who might not know, the Eurovision Song Contest is actually a real international competition. It's been going on since 1956 with participants representing different European countries. Actually, this year, 2020, is the first year they're not doing the Eurovision Song Contest because of the pandemic going on, but I guess we get this movie in its place. Each country submits an original song to be performed on live TV and radio, and then votes are cast to determine a winner. The contest has even helped catapult certain artists like ABBA and Celine Dion to global superstardom. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and drop down in the comments and let me know what are your thoughts on Eurovision Song Contest. Is this a movie you're excited for? Have you checked it out already? Now, there are so many things that I really enjoyed about this film. I think first of all, Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams have really great chemistry together. I think Rachel McAdams just does a great job in pretty much everything that she's been in, and you just really believe her. And I particularly liked her character Sigrid because I felt like we really got to see her go on a journey from being a little bit more quiet and reserved to really being able to stand up for herself and find her own voice. Will Ferrell was really funny as well, but I think Rachel McAdams just stole the show for me on this one, and I really found myself drawn to her character and her journey. The film is set in Europe, so we spend time in Iceland and in other countries, and I think the way that they portrayed Iceland was very goofy but sweet in the way that they tackled how beautiful the country is and tapping into some folklore traditions like the elves. I think that they made it feel like it was something that you were in on the joke, like it was funny, but it also allowed you to enjoy the beauty of this country that seems like it's going to be a long shot in this competition. To me, you could also just tell how much love was put into this film. You could tell that Will Ferrell really was enamored by the Eurovision Song Contest, and that's why he was inspired by it. I think it's a great tribute. I think they paid incredible attention to detail when it came to performances and staging and just making all of the musical numbers feel really epic. And I'm pretty sure I even spotted some real-life former contestants from the Eurovision competition in this film, which is so cool. This just felt like a project from someone who really appreciated the history and the importance of this competition. Of course, going off of that, I have to say my absolute favorite part of this whole film was the music. The film so far has only released Volcano Man, which feels a little bit more like a parody, even though they do sound good. But I think as you get into the rest of the film, the songs are just really solid. The music's got this fun, poppy, European sound to it. Demi Lovato makes a guest appearance as an Icelandic frontrunner for the competition named Katjana, and she sings a song that is complete fire called In the Mirror. The competition songs that we hear are all actually really good, and Sigrid performs a power anthem called Husavik that I literally rewatched on repeat a million times because it was that good. I just love moments like that in a film, and I could see myself re-listening to this soundtrack over and over and over again. All of the songs in this film are original, and they're super catchy, and it makes sense because they got huge names in music and songwriting to put these songs together, people that have written hits for Ariana Grande, Maroon 5, Jessie J, and so many more stars. While Rachel McAdams plays Sigrid though, her singing voice is actually that of Molly Sandén, who is a Swedish pop singer who actually represented Sweden in the Junior Eurovision Song Contest back in 2006. While I really love this film and had so much fun with it, I will say that there were a couple of things that I wish that they maybe fleshed out a little bit more. The first is that I feel like there was no like real antagonist in this film, or at least it just wasn't really well developed. Instead, they sort of focus on the like financial state of Iceland, and it just feels like that whole idea of having an antagonist was kind of put to the back burner. I also wish they did a little bit more with Demi Lovato. It felt like they were sort of trying to shoehorn her in because she's a Will Ferrell fan and she's a big name. I mean, her song was incredible, but I just wish that they gave her a little bit more to do acting-wise. I also wish that they had some of the actors that were performing actually sing their own songs a bit more. For instance, I know they sort of mixed Rachel McAdams and Molly Sandén's voices a little bit, but she wasn't like fully singing the whole time, which I get because we want to have someone that's like gonna blow it out of the water, which I think Molly Sandén really did. But Dan Stevens, for instance, who plays Alexander, you know, he was in the live-action Beauty and the Beast. The guy can sing, but they actually had an opera singer come in and dub over his voice, which I guess, you know, that's kind of the vibe that they wanted. But you would just think maybe they would find an actor who has that kind of singing voice that they want for the production. Another thing I do want to add is that one of the recurring gags of this film is that things go wrong during the Fire Saga performances, to the point of like, people might need to get sent to the hospital, and instead of actually checking to make sure everyone's okay, everyone's just laughing, and I didn't find that realistic at all, because I was like, these performances performances are not bad. These are actually really great performances. It's just that there was a technical issue. So as goofy as this film is, I didn't really like that everybody was kind of laughing at Fire Saga when things went wrong because it wasn't their fault. We should be checking and making sure they're okay. Overall, I really had a lot of fun with Eurovision Song Contest, the Story of Fire Saga. I think you can tell that they had a lot of fun with the production. You can tell that they put a lot of heart into it. The performances are really strong, and I really loved the music. And I think there is a really great message about music being a unifying art form and giving people a voice. The film hits Netflix Friday, June 26th, so I hope you guys will check it out, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. If you enjoy the performance of Husavik as much as me, give this video a thumbs up. If you like this one, you can check out more of my movie reviews right over here, and I will catch you in my next video. See ya!